NAUI Worldwide, the National Association of Underwater Instructors presents Risk Awareness, an overview of the areas of potential risks involved in scuba diving. You are about to embark on the wonderful adventure of scuba diving. You'll be given the means to enjoy Earth's last frontier, the underwater world. Before you begin your adventure, there are risks you must be aware of and understand. Be aware that water is not a human's natural environment. Anytime you enter the water to scuba dive, there's a risk of an accident that may include injury or even death. Because your safety basically depends on your personal actions, how well you apply yourself, and how you follow the rules, you'll be required to sign a series of forms. It is very important that you read each form carefully so you understand fully what you're signing and what rights you are relinquishing. Anyone who's interested in diving and has good physical and mental health and is comfortable in the water can learn to scuba dive. Good physical and mental fitness means good general health. You do not need to be a super athlete, but you do need to be reasonably fit, as scuba diving puts stress on both your body and your mind. There are some pre-existing medical contraindications that might disqualify you from scuba diving. To help you review this aspect of fitness, your instructor will provide you with a medical history form. Please complete it honestly. Areas of particular concern are the circulatory and respiratory systems, airspaces, and any condition that might cause a person to pass out or lose consciousness. If there is any concern about your medical condition, you'll be asked to have a medical exam by a physician before participation in open water scuba activities. Substance abuse of any kind, be it alcohol, drugs, or smoking, has no place in scuba diving. If you have a problem with any of these, it's far better to deal with it before you take scuba lessons. A key element to your success as a scuba diver is motivation. You should not be in scuba class to please someone else if you are unduly afraid of the water or the activity. Closed water training. At first, you'll need to listen to and learn from your instructor, who will teach you how to be a scuba diver. The very essence of the course is to make you independent, so the responsibility for your well-being depends on you. To be a scuba diver, you need to be comfortable in the water and able to swim, but you don't need to be a great swimmer. You'll be learning a whole new aquatic activity called scuba skills. There will always be some risks to scuba diving, but by being knowledgeable about that risk, you can reduce it. Scuba diving is an equipment-intensive activity. Without special equipment, we could not see, breathe, or move underwater. Proper dive equipment that fits and is adjusted for you is essential for comfortable, efficient scuba diving. Misuse of diving equipment is the main concern, as malfunction rarely causes accidents. Manufacturers supply warning labels about proper use and care of equipment and the importance of proper training to prevent misuse. Breathing and pressure changes are also of particular importance to scuba divers. Because water weighs a lot more than air, pressure increases rapidly as you go down and must be equalized. Your diving equipment and the skills you learn in class will prepare you to handle these pressure changes. Buoyancy control is a primary skill of scuba diving. Proper use of a well-fitting buoyancy compensator, or BC, makes diving safer, easier, more comfortable, and more enjoyable. Much of your training in your scuba course will focus on using buoyancy control to your advantage while underwater. But buoyancy control is also important on the surface. Keeping your BC inflated on the surface allows you to rest easily. Control is a key concept to scuba diving. This means you're in control of your mind, body, and dive equipment so you can effectively deal with the environment, your buddy, and yourself. In diving, we talk about staying in your comfort zone by knowing your limits. This provides a margin of safety in difficult situations and helps you keep faith with the cardinal rule of all adventurous activities. Stay calm. Don't panic. All these things taken together will help you develop a level of awareness so you are ready to participate in scuba diving. You will learn to reduce risk but we cannot eliminate it. Ultimately, you'll be responsible for your own well-being and enjoyment of diving. Open water training. Anytime you enter the water to dive, there's a risk of an accident that may include injury or even death. This risk requires that you're very conscious of your responsibility to follow instruction and remain in close contact with your instructor during supervised activities. However, your safety is ultimately your responsibility, and your goal is to perform without depending on your instructor. Since the nature of some open water skills require the instructor to give attention to one student at a time, there will be moments when you'll be out of the instructor's vision. As always, it's your responsibility to maintain contact at all times. Also, the instructor can only judge you by your performance. It's your responsibility to say how you feel. Let the instructor know if you're cold, sick, overheated, or tired. You should not participate if you do not feel well, and you should never say you're satisfied with your performance if you aren't. You are responsible for your own physical and mental fitness. Your current readiness to dive includes not being sick or in poor health. The use of any substance that may impair your performance as a diver is contrary to safe diving. It is natural to feel somewhat excited or even stressed prior to open water diving. But remember, you've been trained to deal with the risks. Follow the rules and dive within the limits, and you'll have a wonderful adventure. You need to follow the instruction of diving leaders and follow the safe rules of diving. It is your responsibility to maintain both buddy and instructor contact during open water training dives. At the same time, only do those things with your buddy that you're comfortable with. You need to stay within your comfort zone. Keep your instructor informed of your needs, wishes, and concerns. The whole process of instruction will therefore go far better. Remember, the instructor only knows how you look, not how you feel. Diving is a blend of the person, the skills, and the equipment. You need proper and complete equipment that fits and is adjusted to you. Purchasing dive gear that's best for you will improve your safety and enjoyment of diving. One last but important part of diving is learning to take proper care of scuba equipment after every dive to prevent the risk of injury from equipment problems or failure. A special concern of scuba diving is the need to equalize your ears and sinuses as you descend underwater. By controlling your buoyancy with your BC, you can provide yourself with time to equalize and not go beyond your planned depth. Because the air you breathe is compressed and the pressure changes quickly, you'll learn to breathe all the time and to equalize pressure in your body's air spaces. Failure to equalize the pressure underwater may cause damage to your ears and sinuses. Remember, scuba diving does present a risk. However, knowing what to do, you can reduce that risk. Breathing with scuba is best done in a slow, deep, relaxed manner. Breathe continually and do not hold your breath. Swimming in a steady, slow, easy manner with neutral buoyancy will make you a more efficient diver. Obviously, it's very important to have enough air to breathe underwater. Running out of air is usually the result of human error and puts a diver at great risk. You must monitor your air consumption during your dive by frequently checking your submersible pressure gauge. Communicating with and maintaining contact with both your instructor and dive buddy adds to the enjoyment and safety of diving. This includes following instructions and the safe rules of diving while keeping your instructor informed of special needs and concerns. An equally important responsibility as a diver is not to leave your dive buddy during any diving activity. One concern about temperature is that you might overheat on the surface while you are putting on your dive gear. The other concern is that you may become excessively cold while underwater. Water takes away body heat 25 times faster than air. Therefore, divers need to wear the correct protective suit for the water temperature. Decompression sickness is a problem that can occur even if you follow all the rules. This is something you need to know and understand. Time underwater is based on decompression needs, air consumption, and comfort. You need to plan your dive and monitor your air supply to avoid running out of air. An out-of-air situation could lead to panic and drowning. Entanglement is a problem that can be handled as long as you don't panic. Some aquatic life can be harmful, and care needs to be taken to avoid contact and not provoke animals. Another major concern of scuba diving is the possibility of having an overexpansion injury while ascending. By relaxing and breathing as you control your buoyancy, you can perform a slow and easy ascent. You need to look up, reach up, and proceed with care as you approach the surface. Otherwise, you might hit something such as a boat on the way up. Your understanding, your equipment, and your skills all help to reduce the risks of diving. But remember that some injuries can still occur. Stress is a normal and expected part of scuba diving. You need to be able to control it in order to solve problems in the water. By developing a higher awareness of yourself, your body, your skills, your equipment, and the environment, you'll be a better and safer diver. Risk is part of life. Activities that add adventure to our lives also add risks. Yet most recreational divers enjoy scuba diving without ever having an injury. At the same time, no one can guarantee that you'll never have an accident. Scuba diving is an extremely interesting and enjoyable recreational activity. With the information provided here, your diving instruction and thinking approach to scuba diving, you can have exciting adventures with a known and controllable degree of risk. Now that you've been informed of the risks of scuba diving, you can go through the details of completing the necessary forms in which you acknowledge this information so you can proceed with your diving activities.